Your
2
days of
minutes. I
profiting
said 1
from
to
our
2 minutes.
destroying our lives are numbered.
You're going to be
Yes.
asked to leave the auditorium.
Go back and watch this video. Watch the whole video. Listen to every word she says. And then come back here and let me tell you, this is exactly why we need to boycott things. And then you might be like, boycott, meh, 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 meh. What do you think if it was general knowledge, common fucking knowledge globally, what Shell does in Nigeria? And not only in Nigeria though, not only there. Listen to the damages Shell has been doing, and is still doing to the people of the Niger Delta because of fuel, because of resources, because of money, and nothing else. Nothing matters to these people but money and their own pockets, which is money. Same thing, you get the point. And this leads us to a way bigger picture. This is not just the Niger Delta. Nigeria is 3 times the size of Germany, with officially only double the population of Germany. Let that sink in for a second. You can do the maths yourself. There are official statistics about poverty in Nigeria. You can look them up yourself. And this is not me just talking about. So I've been to Nigeria countless times. My family is Nigerian. I've stayed in Nigeria over and over again in the course of the last 18 years. It is not just the exploitation that is being mentioned in this video. It's the privilege, it's the disgusting way Shell's expats, or even other expats, not only Shell, treat Nigerians in Nigeria on their own soil. I have personally witnessed that in the Hilton Hotel in Abuja. I have personally seen how white people behave on African soil because they think they are better off then. And those things are made possible because of exploitation, because of neocolonization, because of so-called independence contracts. How the fuck can you invade a whole continent and then be so kind to give these people independence? We are not even seeing how independence is such a fraud being sold to the world, as in to kind of like wash away the sins of the West, to make it look like, yeah, we invaded them, but we were sorry, so we gave them independence. Up till now, there is nothing like independence. Not a single African country is independent. Not Tunisia, not Nigeria, not South Africa, not Ethiopia. Not a single country on the African continent is independent. Fuck all that. Independence Day, independence declarations, all these things are worth absolutely nothing. Because how exactly do you think companies like Shell get away with their crimes? Or do you really think that Shell could be, I mean, that's technically not possible because the natural resources are not there. But let's just paint the picture and say that Europe, Germany specifically, had the resources Nigeria has. Do you really think that Shell would be able to pull off in Germany what they are pulling off in Nigeria? No, they are not. Let me answer the question right now before you come and argue nonsense on my post here. They are not. And why is that? Because black people are seen as less human, less deserving of health, of medical care, of decency, of a certain income, of a comfortable living. Like, how dare you be black and enjoy life, right? So it works perfectly well. It works perfectly well. Poor black people are just the collateral damage of the Western world standard. And if white people collectively weren't so fucking ignorant and careless and literally without a single drop of empathy in our veins, we would actually give a flying fuck. But we don't, because we can easily run to the gas station, fill up our car and go about our ways, right? But the very people that are producing that car, fuel, the diesel, the kerosene, the crude oil that we are using to run our cars, our heaters, our lightning system, whatever crude oil is being used for, can't even afford it the way we can. How the fuck is that possible? And of course, as people in the Western world, that's not any reason for concern, because why the fuck would we, right? It's so far away, we don't see it, we don't hear it, we don't smell it, we don't give a fuck. So we comfortably go to Shell no matter what. We buy the same fuel that is taking people's livelihoods, getting people sick, because the company that acquires it on stolen land doesn't give no flying fuck about the people there. And you're comfortable with that. As a society, we are perfectly comfortable with accepting the death of millions of people, in the long run, because if you're sick like that, if the environment makes you that sick, of course, you at the end of the day, it's an early death that is awaiting you. So we are perfectly fine with having people die for our comfort. And if that's not disgusting, I don't know what else is. And then people be like, oh, but Africans put this upon themselves. They are corrupt. Excuse me. Have you ever, if you think, if that is your mindset, okay, I want you to ask yourself, have I ever read an independence declaration? Have I ever researched about an independence declaration? Have I ever spent a single minute of my useless being on this planet reading upon the conditions that came with independence? No, you haven't, because you're an ignorant piece of shit that doesn't give a fuck. So just don't waste your invaluable breath on things that you do not understand. Because if independence is limited or comes with conditions, it is not independence, you dumb fucks. Corruption in Africa is literally one of the foundations of the standard of the Western world. Because without corruption, prices increase for the Western world, not for Nigerians or Africans on the continent. And what do you need to keep your standard alive if you don't have any natural resources, quite literally like Germany? You have a huge, strong economy when it comes to importing and exporting, but we have literally zero natural resources compared to the African continent. So what do you do? What do you do to be able to afford the standard that you've stolen, that you've built on stolen labor? You furthermore exploit, label, discriminate, and outcast the very people you're stealing from. Because a victim will always be grateful for every crumb you give them, right?